this morning.
Thanks for having me.
You heard some of Eric Fernstrom's comments there. We're going to get to those in just a moment. But first of all, wanted to show you, you're from Massachusetts. You should know that the Boston Globe over the weekend ran an editorial that had the headline, "Biden should apologize for back in chains remark." And I just want to read an excerpt from that editorial to you. Imagine if Republican Paul Ryan, well, let's start with this. Stephanie Cutter, Team Obama's deputy campaign manager, said the president would have no problem with those comments. But imagine if Republican Paul Ryan uttered comments like that. Mitt Romney's pick for vice president would be pilloried for racial insensitivity, and so would Romney. In the fight for civility and substance over pointless hyperbole, Biden may not be the worst offender, but he's an offender nonetheless, and he should apologize. Should we expect an apology from the vice president, Stephanie?
No. No. I mean, let's look at what the vice president said. Speaker Boehner and even Paul Ryan have been traveling this country talking about the need to unshackle the private sector, to unshackle the financial industry. And the vice president was just taking that metaphor a step further and talking about wanting to put other people in shackles. And the word that he used, chains, is a distraction from the larger argument. And I think the Boston Globe agrees with this, that we shouldn't deregulate Wall Street. We shouldn't repeal Wall Street reform. We shouldn't have Wall Street play by a different set of rules than Main Street. That's the point the vice president was making. And that's the point that the president wholeheartedly agrees with. We can't go back to the days where taxpayers end up bailing out people because of their own reckless behavior. And the president won't allow that. So that's the point the vice president was making, and that's the point we'll continue making.
Was it at the very least a poor choice of words?
If we want to talk about words on the campaign trail that are poor choices of words, let's talk about Mitt Romney's, where he's been traveling for the last 2 years, basically calling the president un-American, saying that the president wanted to make this a less Christian nation. Those are poor choices of words, and we find completely offensive. So this faux outrage by Mitt Romney complaining and whining about the tone of this race is really completely hypocritical. I mean, even his own opponents during the Republican primary said, Rick Santorum said that the only way Mitt Romney is winning is because he's bludgeoning his opponents. Newt Gingrich said that Mitt Romney was trying to destroy him with lies.
But Stephanie, at the very least,
I appreciate that the tone of this campaign needs to stick to the issues, but we're not going to be lectured by Mitt Romney on that because it's completely hypocritical.
And not to belabor this too long, but was it at the very least a poor choice of words?
I think it is a distraction. I think the word distracted from the larger point. And the point is that Wall Street shouldn't be unshackled. Wall Street shouldn't be, deregulated. I think Wall Street and Main Street need to play by the same set of rules. The middle class can't carry the burden any longer. That's what happened in the last decade. They had to bail out Wall Street.